Welcome back to the Grand Solar Minimum channel. Today is Thursday, April 25th, 2019. Hope everybody's having a great work week so far. Let's get right into our broadcast for the night. Space weather conditions first. Let's take a look at our solar wind speed sitting at 427.1 kilometers per second with a density of 4.7. And looking at our sun, we are blank once again. This is now 4 days in a row without a sunspot, taking us now to the total of 66 days for the entire year of 2019. 50% of the year has been spotless so far. We'll continue to monitor that number. Let's hop on over to the grandsolarminimum.com space weather page. And looking at our instruments tonight, solar X-ray flux, pretty much flatlining, non-active. The KP indice is maxed out at 2, and right now it's sitting at 0. Taking a look at the SDO in motion and see if we have anything on the horizon. And let me go ahead and increase this size here for our sun in the 193 angstrom. There is a coronal hole in the northern part of the equatorial region that could cause slight geomagnetic unrest here in the next 5 to 6 days, but nothing too impressive expected. That coronal hole is pretty weak, so again, there's a possibility for it, but we're not holding our breaths here at the Grand Solar Minimum channel. And also taking a look at our star, this is the green version here of this. When you start to see the negative 180, negative 190, that is the reverse side of the sun. There is missing data, of course. Well, we all know about that. But the areas that we can see right now, the sun is quiet. And there are no active regions right now that would indicate that we have to watch for any kind of possible sunspot development. So right now, our sun is had a couple sunspots last few weeks and has mellowed out over the last 4 straight days, and does not show any signs whatsoever of a sunspot now. They do happen at time to time. We get to witness their birth, watching them on the SDO motion. But as of right now, you can see no sunspots on the horizon. Take a look at our TSI for April 16th, 1360.498. Now, I want to point out our last broadcast, we were talking about the drop in the TSI, and since then, TSM Solar Observations, formerly known as a Starman, reached out to me and reassured me that this was just a sudden dip, as he was showing me readings somewhere around the 18th at a 1360.6. And sure enough, this graph matches the one that he showed me on his own graph that he has. So his data is a little bit more updated than what we have here at the Grand Solar Minimum channel. But nevertheless, he was right, and the TSI has rebounded back into the range that we have been previously monitoring it at this current time. So, and there was something else I wanted to talk about while we were on the TSI. Oh yeah. Now, cosmic rays are nearing a space age record. Cosmic rays penetrating Earth's atmosphere are nearing a space age record for dose rates. This is a result of solar minimum, a deep lull in solar activity that allows deep space radiation to enter the solar system. Now, they've left an article here. This actually was first reported on SPACEWEATHER.com a couple days ago. But we're looking at the cosmic rays since 1964. This graph right here shows us where we are right now. We had higher cosmic rays, it looks like, peaking out in 2010. And right now, are we witnessing this still continuing to peak, considering we haven't quite yet hit that? 2019, 2020. So we're watching right on cue with these solar minimums, the increase of cosmic rays. It's right here, folks. Let's go ahead and highlight it. There's already 2 arrows. I'm going to add a third. Okay? Who loves arrows? Cosmic ray increase peak was right here, 2010. Right now, we are not quite at the peak, but we are rising. So we're somewhere right around here in this graph, if you had to look at things, in my opinion. So we could still see space age records, which if right here was previously set, and they're predicting this to go up a little bit higher as well. Now, what's the significance of showing this chart here and talking about cosmic rays? Because at the grand solar minimum, we do talk a lot about cosmic ray influx and how it influences sometimes precipitation and what we call these rain bombs that we've had in the past. So my point is, we're seeing all these deadly floods, all these massive rain amounts, and we also can correlate that during these times of increased flooding and rains, we also have increased cosmic rays seeding our atmosphere, cloud nucleation. These cosmic rays are highly charged particles that are basically like magnets that will attract more water droplets together more intensely than just a normal particle. So these cosmic rays kind of provide a boost, so to speak, on the amount and how much precipitation falls from these storms. So it's not a coincidence that we were showing numbers from last night's show or the other night's show about how the 2008-2010 solar minimum is compared to the 2017 era, and the records that we're seeing right now, like for instance the 29 high impact snow events that happened in this previous minimum that we're going through or going into. But the correlation continues to be for space weather, solar cycles, and climate, and what the reaction is. And so we witness more cosmic radiation, and it's safe to say that we have also witnessed an uptick in floods all over the world. Not just here in the United States, but globally. Okay? But we'll get more into that here just in a minute. Guys, stick around. We'll be right back.